I am Ken Bachman. My painting, Window Glow, is one of those in the Art League exhibit of interiors. It's a scene in my house that is very special to me. It has this wonderful light that flows in across the mudroom and into our kitchen, and I think creates a very magical scene that I tried to capture with this painting.
Hi, my name is Abul Bahadori. I'm a mixed and multimedia colorist painter. I recently moved to Studio 5, just a few steps from the Art League Gallery, and I'm very excited about that. I've been a student and member since 2009, and in 2021, I proudly presented my solo show featuring my perspective series here at the Art League Gallery. This series has evolved in multiple directions, one of which is my architectural series, and mise-en-scène is a recent addition to this collection. In this painting, the refraction and reflection of light add to the depth of the chromatic arrangements. So I started this with taking photos of various surfaces and spaces with light coming through. I cropped these images digitally with geometric cuts for certain parts, leaving other areas as empty outlines. Printed it on watercolor paper and finished it with acrylic, spray paint, and ink.
I'm Darren DeCesar, and my association with the Art League goes back more than 30 years now. The piece I had accepted into the December Interiors exhibit is a small watercolor of daffodil bulbs in a wooden crate entitled Crate Room. I had these bulbs waiting to be planted, and it struck me how each bulb is unique and has its own little personality almost. And here they were, stuck here in this dark room of sorts, with light streaming in through a kind of window on the right. The window is actually a handhold cut through the short side of the crate. These bulbs did eventually get planted, and they bloom every spring. For me, the painting embodies promise and potential.
My name is Anna Dimavidova, and I work with acrylic painting as well as mixed media, including printmaking and collage. I recently joined the Art League, and this is my first time exhibiting here. In my work, Feast of Light, I consider the daily ritual of gathering around the meal plate. The circular form of the plate symbolizes continuity, a shape we return to each day, carrying with it fresh stories, emotions, and reflections, sustaining life. Each meal contains a hidden world illuminated by the play of light and shadow. Through layered depictions of food, hands, and table settings, I intend to show how even the simplest acts can feel profound when viewed with fresh eyes. This mixed media work has its foundation in a monotype print, which I then developed using colored pencils, ink, watercolor, and gouache.
Hi, my name is Anya Getter. I'm a mixed media artist, and I've been with Art League for over 10 years, probably more like 15. The piece I have in December Interiors show is called Evening with Friends, and it's a depiction of how I see a perfect rainy evening at home, curled up on a couch under a warm blanket with a good book and a mug of hot tea. Purring cat would be like a cozy finishing touch. I often have cats in my paintings, and people assume that I own a cat. I don't, unfortunately. I have a sweet old dog, but I do love cats too. This painting is also an ode to my faithful companions, comfy red couch and favorite throw blanket. But it's not a self-portrait. It's more like self-portrait adjacent. I often include elements of collage in my work, and in this one, I have a collage background which adds texture and pattern to the painting.
My name is Judy Gunther, and I am a digital fine art photographer. I have been a proud member of the Art League for the past 12 years. My piece in the December show is titled Modern Art Highwalkers. I took this image in the Frankfurt, Germany Modern Art Museum. While the artwork itself in the museum was wonderful, the modern architecture of the building really popped. The oranges and greens, very high ceilings, and geometric patterns were so much fun to photograph. The people at the top of the image show a sense of scale and reminded me of people high up on a tightrope. I really wanted to celebrate the beauty of this modern architectural structure in my piece.
My name is Wayne Gunther, a resident of Springfield, Virginia, and a longtime fine art photographer. I joined the Art League in 1996, and by my incomplete records show I've had 222 submissions accepted in their monthly juried shows. Nearly all of my photography is associated with travel, where I enjoy wandering around looking for interesting subjects. My Cuban bedroom photo came from a tour where I had access to a private home, and the master bedroom said a lot about the family's economic status and intimate interests. The room was clean and tidy, with only photos of the two children, who are now young adults, for decoration. It is also spare, with just enough worn furniture, and could use painting. Given the Cuban economy, it's understandable why appearance of the paint is low priority. Cubans are proud and determined to survive, but it is a tough road.
I'm Russ Martin, a member of the Art League for over 4 years. My oil painting Low Light has special meaning because it features a china teacup and crystal vases left to me by my mother and grandmother. I keep these in a cabinet in my living room, and I noticed every night when I turned out the lights that they were brilliantly illuminated by nothing but the street light coming through the window. It was a striking composition that turned into an interesting artistic challenge as I worked to capture the reflections and contours of the glass and the colorful floral patterns on the china, glowing in the low light.
My name is Karen Miller. I have been part of the Art League for about 1 year, and I work in the medium of oil painting. My piece in the December show depicts the interior of an Italian restaurant in Old Town, Alexandria, where my husband and I had dinner one evening. My process includes painting from background to foreground and adding detail as I paint.
Hi, my name is Liz Santulli, and I make mixed media collages. I have been with the Alexandria Art League for many years, but I've been submitting my work for the past 4 years. Thank you for looking at my mixed media collage called The Kitchen Counter. This art piece depicts items found in the kitchen, like a plate with fruit, a pitcher, a cup, a small plant, a vase with flowers, and a window. I used acrylic paint on canvas, and I put scratches in the paint. I painted watercolor paper using a jelly plate, and then I cut out the shapes and glued them. I used tape, plastics, glitter, neon colors, metallic paint, charcoal, fabric, and acrylic markers. Thank you again, Alexandria Art League.
My name is Joanne Tooley. I am a photographer, and my photo in the show is called Waiting Room. I took the photo in a waiting room at a train station in a rural town. I was drawn to the scene because it represented loneliness or isolation to me, which are two of my favorite subjects to photograph. The man was sitting alone in an empty waiting room. I imagined the man getting on the train and sitting in an almost empty car until he arrived at his destination. I shot the photo with film, processed the negatives myself, and printed it on fine art archival paper.
Hello, my name is Steve Mabley. I paint exclusively with oil and have evolved from landscapes to DC street scenes to capturing the social vibe in cafes. Central aspects of my painting practice are to paint plein air, meaning open air and outdoors, and alla prima, meaning all at once or on first attempt. Together, these force an urgency, decisiveness, and looseness into my work and interrupts the tendency to rework and perfect, which can strangle the life from my paintings. The piece selected for this exhibition of mine is Dinner Chat with Art, live painted this spring at DC's Palette 22 Restaurant and Gallery. I wanted to contrast the neutral hues of the darkened and warmly lit dining room with the colorful main subjects, diners in conversation and art on the walls, and the secondary accents, the background diners and the kitchen beyond, past the next room. I imagine the viewer's eye might circulate around as mine did, from near to far and colorful to darkness.
Hi, this is Leslie Landerkin. Family was made in the Folger Shakespeare Library in Washington, D.C. Photographing for a long time in the city and other places where families stroll and gather, most often I see parents on their cell phones while children play nearby. For me, this image of a family seemingly happy being together warmed me and gave me hopeful thoughts. With the library so dark, their faces uplit by table lamps stood out as I roamed about with my camera. I am drawn to the light, so this scene attracted me right away. The mother saw me with my camera and watched as I made the image. Others at the table were preoccupied with their project and did not notice me. In the background, you see other visitors looking at exhibits. You notice the library wall decorations. It is a beautiful room. I find that people most often enjoy being photographed, and many often pose, so it is not surprising that I can move about capturing these images.
Hello, my name is Patricia Miller Uccello, but I go by Patsy, and I did the painting called Artifacts, an 8x10 oil, which has warm light washing over an old French-style telephone from the 70s. The shadows are cool and the highlights are warm, and it's fun to try to paint something white because you can really get into imaginary colors and exaggerate whatever you see. I enjoyed painting this very much with buttery paint. I thought it was a true artifact of beauty. Having used it myself, I had to immortalize it. I hope that you like it as well as I do. Thank you for listening. Bye.